Good evening, everyone. Glad to see everyone in here. This is not going to be a fun live. It's very serious tonight, and you're going to see a side of me come out that has never come out before. But normally I don't bring drama to this channel. I don't want drama on this channel. But when somebody threatens to dox me and my children, especially, that's where the line is drawn.
Get it, girlfriend.
Richard Beeler, probably associated to wife Lilith. You got a problem with me? You bring it to me. Don't you dare bring my children into this. If I see any information about my children online, I will destroy you. I will go to all attempts and everything that I can. I will hire an investigator to find out who the hell you are and bring you down. That's not a threat. That's a promise from a mother. So once again, you want to come after me? That's fine. But if you ever do anything to my children, to harm my children, or put them in harm's way through your keyboard warrior complex, be warned. I am not playing around. So,
the floor is yours, Mama.
As I said before, the beginning of tonight's live is not going to be fun. I am a pissed off mother. Claws are coming out. And if anybody in the chat has a problem with that, you can leave now. So, why am I so mad? I'll show you. I will show you.
I saw that, and Marv had just got up and didn't notice it yet, and I called her immediately and I said, you need to check this email out we got. So a good friend creator did a run on the email that it came from, and this gentleman's using 7 different aliases with this email.
And I know it's coming from wife Lilith, because I called her out in Sunny's chat last night and told her she should be ashamed of herself.
Oh, I called her out on Reddit, Slew's channel, Sunny's channel, and I'm calling you out right now, bitch. Excuse my French if you are a bitch. Nothing against you females. Just saying, you barking up the wrong fucking trees. I'm telling you that right now, young lady. If you are a lady, whatever you are, I don't give a damn. Barking up the wrong fucking tree. I'm right here in Indiana, just where you're at. You're in Fort Wayne. Come and see me. Come and see me. I dare you to come and see me.
So,
because I don't fuck around and play games. I'm not the one. Just telling you right now. And I know you're listening, and I know you're probably in the chat using a fake ass name. I don't give a shit. I told you. Having to deal with the loss of my brother and then getting threats like this. Oh, hell no.
And we're not the only ones to get it.
Yeah.
Sonny's got it. Adam's getting harassed unmercifully on It's a Crime and Shame. Randy is getting harassed by As Above, So Below.
And for that piece of shit.
Let me finish. I got news for you, As Above, So Below. If you are so irate because I'm making money off of these girls since February, since I got monetized, I made $400. And all of that goes into a bank account. so that we can help families later on down the road.
Or pay for the apps that we got to pay for every month.
No, I haven't even been taking the money out to pay for the apps. Everything we make off of this channel goes into a savings account so we can help families later on down the road. So as you can see, we got an email asking for permission to dox Marv and Frank's address, phone number, family members, past references. What goes around is about to come around for all the Delphi YouTubers, doxing people without any factual evidence. Beliefs, ideas, thoughts don't make facts. All of you are only in this for the money. Liddy and Abby are the furthest things from your minds. You are ruining people's lives. Stick to only the facts. Name dropping is wrong. Accountability and karma is coming your way if it continues. Bring it on.
Holly Lowry.
Bring it on.
Holly Lowry.
Insecure narcissists are the worst, Marvin Frank. Yeah, you should know because you are one. Frank's response, permission not granted. Mine, I'm going to expose you. Your permission is not granted. You come after me, that is one thing. You mention anything about my kids or family, and this mama is coming after your ass. That was my response.
Kelly's wanting to come up.
Let her on. I'm telling you right now, I will not hesitate to get a private investigator to find out who you are. And I will make sure that everything that you're doing right now about doxing people and all this other crap is stopped. The severity of this cannot continue. You are going to hurt somebody outside of this case. And we are not going to allow it.
And once again, you come to my door, Lucille will be waiting there for you. That's all I'm telling you right now.
William, if you have a problem with what I'm saying right now and how I'm protecting my family, get out. Because I don't usually bring drama to this channel. But when it comes to somebody saying that they're going to release my family, my children's names and information, I take that very seriously.
Go ahead and put him out. I ain't dealing with that shit. He's out of there for the night.
Kelly, you've been a sounding board for me today, and I really, really appreciate it.
By the way, everybody, Kelly Aaron's on the panel. She wanted to come up and talk.
Thank you. Are you hearing me okay?
We can barely hear you, Kelly.
I hope we don't have problems again.
Much better.
That's better.
Much better.
Hey, I'm sorry about what's going on because this is the point where some probably going to hurt.
It's just ridiculous. I mean, these people sit behind their keyboards and they think that they have the right to harass people and to do this, and it's wrong. It is absolutely wrong.
I'll let you ladies take the helm.
You guys, can you hear me okay?
It's just so wrong. I mean, Randy gets harassed.
This is just a train. This is
all of a sudden we lost you, Kelly.
We might have to do the call-in thing like she did
Oh, no, I
last
just
night on
wanted-
Sunny's show. Kelly, you're breaking up real bad. You got a bad connection or something. Nope, she backed out. She'll be back.
She'll be back. So, for any of you coming in here just now, this live, the beginning of this live is very serious. We have put it on a 60-second slow mode chat. We have subscribers only. And the severity of this is that many YouTube creators are getting threats. Like the email that I just showed you. We're not the only ones. Randy, Sonny, Adam especially. And it's out of hand. It's got to stop. Yes, you're right. True crime with Shannon. YouTube needs to do something about this.
They ain't worried about shit because all they're worried about is raking in the money from us people that are monetized. That's all they're worried about. No, I'm not okay. Whoever asked me that. Sorry. I'm smoking a blunt, you know, talking to you guys, trying to keep my mind off my brother. So y'all do what you got to do in this chat. But once I see somebody online, I'm coming at you. Sorry.
Yes, and Deb has also gotten hate. And this is going to stop. Sleuth has gotten 6 emails from him today.
Really? So it's everybody that's talked about, whatever its name is, I should say. We all know it's Holly Lowry. We all know it's her. And I'm calling her out right now. Come up on this panel if you're watching, so I can embarrass the shit out of you right in front of everybody in the whole world.
I'm telling you, I am telling you, this is not a threat. This is a promise. If you keep it up, I will take you down personally. I will hire a private investigator to find out exactly who you are, what aliases you use, what your address is, and I will take legal action on behalf of all of us. So just be warned. I heard you're in a pretty nice field for work. Do you really want all of this to come out against you? Do you really? Because the things that you're doing, the severity of what you're doing, it's going to truly hurt somebody outside of this case. And I'm not going to let that happen to any YouTube creator, along with myself and Frank.
Everybody knows me well enough. I won't put up with the shit. I won't. Sorry, I'm swaying back and forth. I'm smoking a blunt, y'all. I'm just putting my 2 cents in because it really affects Marv more than me, because my kids are grown and moved out and doing their own thing, and she's still got little Marky still living at home, you know, and putting a child's name out there. Oh,
Andrea,
hold on here.
Go ahead.
It makes me feel like, what the fuck? Are you another Keegan Klein or what? Kelly, once you just call in on Marv's phone and she'll just do it from there. It seemed to work better for you last night on Sunny's show when Adam had you on the phone.
Like I said, I don't like to bring drama to this channel. I try to stay out of all this drama. I tell Frank, ignore it. But when you say you're going to release my information and my family's information, which means my children, you have crossed the line. There are too many sick people out on the internet that like to go after children. That's exactly what happened to Abby and Libby. You say I don't care about those girls? You're wrong. $400 that I've made since the time I've gotten monetized, nothing. Doesn't even cover half the cost of what I spend for programs and everything.
Hold on a second right here. This rule tonight, D, might as well be out the window because we done started.
Yeah.
Yep, we done started. We done called one out.
I've actually called 2 out.
Hey, Miss Alicia Stidham, me and you need to have a conversation. You need to get a hold of me.
You are no better than Keegan Klein and what he did to those children by threatening to expose my family's information, including my children's. No better.
You know, I could care less if you got my information because my information ain't even out there. What you see online is not right. I did that intentionally. I'm a private person. I don't like to be bothered. So what information I put out online is bogus. Like my old address is still up there, as you can see. Go to that address. You won't find me there. I'm a very private person.
Ivy, I agree with you. The key word here is dangerous. Dangerous. And if you want and think that you're going to put my kids in danger, you've got another thing coming. You've got another thing coming. I will not put up with this. This is inexcusable behavior from you. It will not be tolerated by any of us. YouTubers, Sleuth, It's a Criming Shame, Marv and Frank's True Crime, all of the ones that you're hitting. We will not tolerate your behavior. We will stand up to you. And if need be, we will band together and take you down.
You're the one that's interfering with this investigation. That's probably Kelly there.
It is. Hey, Kelly, I got you on speakerphone here.
This has gotten really out of control, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Now he's attacking mob crew.
Yes, and mob crew.
Yep.
I think what's so shocking is, like we talked about earlier, she doesn't have to seem to have any fear of the police. She's
right.
The reason his chirping device was taken away.
Right.
I mean, that's the only comfort we have, is that the right people know exactly what him and her were saying.
And it must have been bad enough because they took it away.
Oh, he's attacking everybody. He attacked Great Hughes. Well, now he didn't, but I know that As Above, So Below did. He went after every creator.
Everybody.
And to think this person works with babies and children, and it makes, like we talked about too, where was the content from his Dropbox coming from? Was she giving him pictures? Was she part of this?
Right. Well, we're going to find out, aren't we?
She's trying to disrupt what all of us are doing and working together. That's what she's trying to do. She's trying to disrupt us for some reason. And it's making me wonder what the hell.
The motivation behind anybody that would go so far out of their way to do this to so many people. Why on earth would anybody defend somebody when they already know that he's a pedophile? Come on.
Exactly. And I am going to send this on. I am going to accumulate everything from all of the YouTuber creators that are being harassed right now, and I am going to send this to Indiana State Police and to DeVito.
Do it. And did you also see, I know you guys were on air, when I looked up that name on Facebook, there's like 11 different things with that name.
Yeah.
It's just, bringing it back to, the Delphi case or Keegan. These people work in fake profiles, like, no wonder they're spending thousands of hours going through these individual, emails and accounts because they're prolific.
Right.
And I was talking to Julie the other day, and she asked me to send a screenshot with the phone number that I was talking to Keegan at, make sure it was the correct one, which it was, and a screenshot of a message that Keegan had sent me accusing HLN of scamming him out of $500. And that's when he tried to bribe us and wanted us to do an interview with him for an hour for $100.
But see, now here's the part of it that I have to wonder, considering what she has said. He never talked about that with me at all. I guess, you know what? I have to scrap that. Because he did tell me, I've got kidney stones and this and that. But you're right. We don't know, like he said. She said, he sends all the chirps to me and I tell him what to say. Well, why would you do that?
She should be charged with an accessory.
And what an asshole to tell the murder sheet or anybody, suck my dick or, you need to go to church. No, I need to do. I mean, when you already know that that's your only lifeline to the so-called outside world, why would you mess that up and say shit like that?
Thank you for the prayer, Stephanie. We appreciate it.
Yes.
We appreciate it because enough is enough.
Somebody is going to end up getting harmed.
Exactly. And
because let's face it, we don't really know who she knows or what this is.
Right. You don't know who follows her or as above, so below. These could be mentally ill people. I'm not saying all of them. All it takes is one mentally ill person. And the garbage that you are spouting could put other lives in danger because of that.
This is going to set in motion a series of events that is eventually going to do something extremely awful to someone.
Yeah, exactly, Mark. You yourselves got harassed because your daughter was murdered. And the police wouldn't do squat about it. And this is happening everywhere. So if you're all wondering what we're talking about.
What the fuck happened there?
Hang on. I'm going to share a screen.
Oh. What? Oh boy, he's going to piss me off in a minute.
Who are you talking about?
Blade.
Just leave Blade alone. He knows that you're riled up and that you had a very bad weekend and he's just reacting to you. So just grin
I'm
and bear.
good. Let me fire this blunt back up. You know, Becky sent us a request to join our Facebook group.
Becky Patty did?
Sure did.
I'm glad.
She emailed me, I believe it was this morning, or texted me this morning.
So let's look at all of the negativity and harassment and name calling that As Above, So Below puts out. You moron. Peanut brain.
I saw some
Talking
other names earlier.
Conspiracy and Coffee has stolen
Crackhead.
$499 away from Abby and Libby community. You don't know what you're talking about. Negative harassment. How much more do you need to see, YouTube? So here's the big one. If your name or channel is on this list, Abby and Libby want you to know you're POS.
Piece of shit.
We're not the POS. You are.
Yes, because it's gotten dangerous. She's dangerous.
Well, this is from As Above, So Below.
Yeah, because you know what? She tried to tell me, she goes, I know that's you. And I go, what are you talking about? I didn't even know what that was until the other day.
Carmen's a bitch. Yeah, you're right. It is.
Oh, boy, God. Man, oh, man. He just stirred the fucking hornet's nest.
She said that Keegan was the new OJ. And I'm like, please.
What the fuck ever.
Yeah, really.
If you ask half of the population of the United States, they think OJ is still guilty too.
It's just.
Uh-oh. Julie's trying to call me.
Yeah, she wants to talk. You can let me go. That's okay.
No, call Julie three-way.
No, wait.
Okay, bye.
No. Oh.
Put her on.
Julie? I think I missed her.
Uh-oh.
All right, I'm going mute for a minute.
What's up, y'all? I'm swaying. I'm letting her get her mojo on tonight. I knew this was going to happen, guys. I knew this shit was coming. It was going to come to a head sooner or later. I noticed it on Sonny's last night. It started to come out a little bit because she started getting some funky ass shit sent to her too. And me and Marv was like, she called me. She said, we're going live tonight. I said, we're calling people out. And she said, damn right we are. We work on a lot of different cases, and we don't do a whole lot of Delphi right now unless it's something that somebody wants us to put out or that they know or they talk about. And yes, guys, we have been in communication with Julie, with Kelly, with Matt Sullivan, and I mean, and all these people are talking to certain individuals, and it seems like these creators that they're not getting the information that we're getting is getting pissed off. Well, look at the content you put out, bro. Think about it. I can just imagine what Becky Patty's running through her head when she heard about this garbage that you were putting out about the way the girls were found and where they were found and how they were murdered and this and that. And I just can't imagine what was running through her head. I'm surprised she didn't file some type of junction on you from mentioning the names ever again. But she's a strong woman. I can tell you that right now. You guys might not agree with a lot of the things that's gone on through this case with her, but I've had enough time to sit back and reflect and think about some of the statements all through the years. And you got to realize every time they get questioned, the police are going back to the statement that they originally made. And not every person's going to remember word for word from a statement they made 5 years ago. I'm sorry, but if you do, you definitely got a brain for a sponge for a brain. Hell, half the time I can't remember what I did 12 hours ago, along what happened 5 years ago. So I'm not defending anybody. I'm just saying that's why we don't attack the families, because I know there's going to be times when they're not going to remember certain things they said, and they might add something in or take something out. You guys got to realize that. So how's everybody else doing out there? Randy, how was your trip out to Pennsylvania, bud? Randy wants on? Well, I don't see him. Oh, does he need the, okay, hold on, Randy. Give me a second. Oops. Come on with this shit. Next. Randy, you're going to have to, hold on, let's do it here. Check your messenger, bud. Hold on. Damn it. I'm logged out of somewhere. Here, I'll just clip it to the thing down here. It's in the chat, Randy. Miss Stidham, make sure you get a hold of me, please. You got my number. We talked a few days ago. There he is. There's Randy. What's going on?
Hang on. So we are being flagged for inappropriate content by YouTube. So we are being flagged for inappropriate.
Her husband threatening, but because she's sent.
So
It has to be inappropriate.
I don't know, but one of the mods just said that we are being flagged for inappropriate content.
Well, we know who that is. We know
for calling somebody out. So I just wanted you to know I have to go and talk here. So just tone it down, I guess.
All right.
Okay.
Rule number one's back in effect.
So my trip went well. Left on Wednesday, and traffic was horrible on Wednesday night. Went out there, spent time with my mom and my nephews, because my mom and my nephew had his birthday on the 3rd. They both were born on the 3rd.
Pam says hi, by the way.
Oh, hi.
She's in the chat.
Yeah. Oh, cool. And they had to cancel her knee surgery, but her knee doctor told him, said, what was the reason? And he says, well, that's no reason to cancel it. So he's going to have my mom's knee surgery next on the 16th. So she's going to have that done. So it was fun, nice seeing celebrate my mom's birthday and my nephew's birthday.
Kelly said, good trip.
Yep, it was.
Yeah.
It was, on the traffic, it was horrible because there was car accidents, and it's like everybody's in a hurry. I'm like, oh, come on. I just want to get to Pennsylvania before I get hit by some stupid idiot. But coming back last night, got home about 5 o'clock last night, and I went to bed about 9:30. I was so tired. And then woke up about 6 o'clock and did my video early this morning. Pretty early.
Yeah, you were, man. I got up at like 10:30, and I looked and I said, damn, he was up early.
Yep.
Yeah, but
so,
this is what we've been dealing with for the last few hours with that email. Sonny got it.
yeah.
Several of the creators got it.
Well, the other thing is,
and then the thing that me and you talked about, we can't say the names no more because we got a strike for, or we got a flag for it, apparently, for calling out a creator's name. Or some
we
shit.
know who it
I
is.
don't know. Yeah.
We know who it is. But the other thing, when I got back, going through and looking at the videos I missed, and what got me when somebody shows north end of the bridge and saying there is a shed with a ladder on it. And it's like, there's no shed, there's no ladder, never been there. And then he's trying to say where the detective was staying over the edge on Ron Logan's property. He's telling people,
that's Liggett. That's
Yeah.
Liggett on the bank right there.
And he says, well, just go underneath the bridge. You're right there.
You're not even close to the bridge.
Yeah. It's like you would have to walk in the water to get to where Ron Logan's property. If he's got people walking through underneath all those large cement foundation that's from the crumbling foundation from the bridge.
And see, the thing about it is a lot of people don't know, like me and you do, and several others that's actually been out there. There was a tree stand right there near the corner of the cemetery. Remember that?
Yep.
There was a tree stand there at the time.
And it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone now.
It's gone. So it basically, he's trying to say where Leggett's standing, saying that was the sandbar.
No, that's not the sandbar.
And that's not the sandbar. That's over where the other side from where Ron's land is. That's the sandbar. Making things up in these photos.
It's comments like this that come out that's being said, like you're talking about the sandbar incident. Unless you've been there and actually witnessed and seen the area, been right to the location and all that jazz that goes along with it, you shouldn't even be commenting about anything about the area, or just because you're looking at aerial photos and photographs of the area doesn't mean anything. Anybody can do that and think they know the area. I was actually out there. I walked the whole damn thing. So I do have a little knowledge of it. So
yeah. So I warned him before going over there. So he got warned. So then he's got people putting stuff to my name. Like, somebody says, well, Randy took the evidence out there in the geo box, and it's like, excuse me? There's no way I didn't take no evidence out there. There's already gone. Then, like tonight, there was Billy who saying that Rick Snay says that you got DNA was taken. My DNA was taken because I wasn't there of the murder. The only people would be taken if they are suspicious of the person.
I think they did do a big DNA sweep with so many people out of Delphi.
Yeah.
I believe that did happen.
Yeah, it did happen. They did ask several people. But one, I wasn't interviewed at the police station 2 times or taking DNA. They didn't ask for my DNA. They would have called me up. I would have gone, gave my DNA. I'm not afraid of what they find. I'm innocent. So they're putting stuff on people that has nothing attached to the murder. Since I have nothing. Huh?
Lola Fulana says we have restrictions set on this video. It's in the description box.
Okay, so yes, I restricted the video to adults only tonight, over 18. I did that because I knew what I was going to come on here and say. And I don't need any children being
I
caught
thought,
up in them.
I thought it said already on the thing, or it was restricted.
Yeah, so that's probably what it is, everybody.
Age restricted video required.
It's an
upload.
age restricted video.
Yeah, and it was already age restricted when you started. So
We were just talking about particular creator keeps talking about where Bigot was standing on the bank up there where it looks like it's a sandbar. That photo of him standing there.
Liggett
Liggett was standing there. They got a picture of him in there in a white shirt.
on Ron Logan's property.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, he claims that's where the sandbar is, and I was like, you know, that is
okay. So
hold
can I
on.
just go ahead?
That's his far-fetched opinion. I said, until you've actually been there, you've walked the area, been to the scene, you've got to see everything about the whole area for the whole day. You shouldn't be coming out and putting stuff out there just by looking at photos or aerial maps or whatever you're looking at. You actually been there and in person and took in everything that was there and what was involved with the murders and the kidnappings or whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
Been to the bridge and actually experienced it and everything. You have no clue. You have no clue.
Okay. So now that I'm back, I needed that little bit. I needed to talk to my friend, my sounding board. And I'm just going to say this, and then this is going to be the end of it because I'm not going to give this person any more notoriety. We are in this for Abby and Libby. Since I came across this case, I have always been in this for Abby and Libby. Otherwise, I would not have driven from Wisconsin to Indiana several times.
Well, especially you decided to drop everything and you just decided to come to my walk. It's like, just drop everything. That's what she did. She said, I dropped everything and we're going to Indiana.
Exactly. You know, we wouldn't sit here and talk about this case and keep it in the forefront if we weren't doing this for Abby and Libby. Every case that we touch is for the person that is missing and for their families. Abby and Libby, Karina McClurkin, Tabitha Shuck Rains, the young man that went missing in Michigan, how we got online and put all that information out there right away. And he was found and taken back to his family safely. That is our purpose. Our purpose on this channel is to help. And if somebody wants to try to put a negative spin on it or intimidate us, it's not going to work. We are not going to stop fighting for these families. And that's the end of it. No more talk about it. We are going to go on with our live. We're going to talk about things that have happened this week. And go from there. Does that sound good, Frank? Randy?
Yep, it sounds real good.
I'm good.
It's people like this, Mark. This is why we do this. This is why we put ourselves out here. 20 years. He's been waiting, him and his family have been waiting 20 years for justice.
Can I get a word in on this one?
That's too long.
And as of 2 days ago, I contacted Fox 59 in regards to this case.
Yes.
And I was sent to the lady that, I don't know if she runs the department or if she was just working the desk or what she was, but it was Ruth Ann Gordon. And she said, well, what can I help you with? And I started explaining about Tabitha Shuck Rain's case. And she said, oh, yeah. I remember that case. I worked that case 20 years ago. She says, I got files still at my house over that case. And I said, oh, believe me, the family reached out to us and asked for our help. And that's why I'm calling you guys to see if I can get some ruffle some feathers somehow. And she said, well, I said, don't transfer me to Russ McQuaid. He's way busy on the Delphi case, so I know he's not returning calls. So she sent me to Jesse Wells' voicemail. I left him a message, so I'm hoping to hear back from him by the end of this week sometime, so we can try to ruffle some feathers in this case. Because, yeah, I'm just waiting to hear back and see if I don't. If I don't, I'll call back up there and talk to Ruth Ann Bowen again and see what she can do for me. So I'm just waiting.
So I hope Kelly is watching, because there's an important part of tonight's discussion that she's going to be part of, and I'm going to have her call me back. But yes, the wheels are in motion for the Tabitha Shuck Rains case. Frank has reached out to his contacts, and we are trying to get this back in the media, because 20 years is inexcusable. This family deserves to know what happened to their daughter.
So it's just a waiting game. And Molly, one of our mods, she is working on learning how to file a complaint against the Tipton City Police and other Kokomo Police Department. So we've got some good people working behind the scenes with us right now, especially Molly. I appreciate what you're doing, girl. So take some of the burden off me.
And we're going to ask for your help on that. Once we get this all figured out on how to file a complaint, we're going to release that information, and we're going to ask you, our viewers, to help us file complaints. Tipton Police Department needs to realize that they need to do their job once and for all.
2009 is the last time they've heard anything about their daughter. I mean, come on, 13 years is a little extensive. You know.
Exactly, Raggedy Susan. It's reprehensible. It's a lifetime of pain and sorrow for this family. You're right, Kelly. Thank you, Molly. That's awesome. And we will put this information on our community page, on our Facebook page. Frank and I will put it on our pages. You know, if any of the other YouTubers, Randy, if you want to put it on your page just to get the information out to help kickstart this, it would be great. Yeah. Jim, that is, winter's on its way, so I don't know if I'm going to make it to Indiana before winter, but I promised Mark and Tabitha's mother that come spring, a lot's going to happen in Tipton.
Oh, man, I tell you what, when we had that meeting with Buffy the other night, Mark, man, there were some things that she was telling me that opened my eyes about this case. I'm thinking, man, what is going on here?
Okay, so we will make sure that we put this on the community page. Mark and them are going to be doing another candlelight vigil October 2nd, 2022, the anniversary. We will make sure that we get all the details. I'm asking everybody who is a Marv Meister that's around this area to go and support this family for me. Because I will not be able to make it there. But I want them to have support.
I'm kind of putting a portfolio together with the main three suspects at the time.
All right, hang on a minute.
It's either Julie or Kelly. One of the
It
two.
might be Julie.
Well, like I was saying, I'm kind of trying to put like a little portfolio together when it concerns to each the three suspects, their criminal history, pictures of them, their names, things of that nature. And I'm really looking deep. I want to look deep into Tabitha's husband at the time, because there were some things that the mother Buffy had said that kind of struck me, and I want to look deeper into this guy and see if I can ruffle him a little bit too. So, because something's not adding up to why a 16-year-old girl has to be murdered.
Yeah.
And you're the husband, and you don't know anything, and you're involved with the drug scene and the gangs and all that crap. You have to know something.
Yeah.
You know.
And part 2 of Tabitha's story is coming soon. This week has been nuts. We wanted it out already, but it's coming.
It's going to be, it might be a little while for me. I don't know.
And
I don't know what's going on with my brother's arrangements just yet.
It's all going to revolve around what happens. I just want to say to everybody, thank you so much for all the love and support that you have given Frank over the past 24 hours. This man is like my brother. He is my brother. I may not have known him very long, but he has become my brother, my best friend, one of my best friends, and I love him dearly. And I just want to thank you all for supporting him. Yes, and this is another one we're going to have to dive into.
Yeah, Ray Hench. Yeah, his case has been almost like putting on a back burner.
Yeah, there's so many cases out of Indiana. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. But
all right, guys, sorry about that.
Are you back?
You're okay, buddy.
Yeah, Frank didn't tell me till last night that his brother passed away. So, it's just sad that people pass away that they should still be here,
Right?
Enjoying the family.
And it is hard, you know. I mean, yesterday we had the celebration of life for my father-in-law. This weekend, I have to go to Illinois and have a celebration of life for my 23-year-old nephew. I can only imagine, you know, this is immediate family. This is his brother. So I can only imagine what he's going through. And I have tried to support him and everything that I can, you know, since he told me right away yesterday. And, you know, it's difficult. And for him to be on here tonight, I don't know how he's doing it. So if he's got to step away and go do whatever, so be it. So, okay, Randy, let's talk about this Wabash search. In the beginning, I felt like it was a training session, but training sessions don't go on for 2 weeks.
No, because here in Delphi, it was 2 weeks. It seems they were out there for 2 weeks, and then maybe a month later they go back out there if like they had a clue or something. Look for out there. They had to close down the trail again. So they should have stuck there and stay there for the whole entire month. If they're looking for certain items, they should have just stayed there. But they left, and then while people were walking on the trail, walking on the bridge, and these guys had people not around like Delphi had. So something is up. And especially with having all those dogs, that to me, like they're looking for a body, not sniffing the water with all those dogs they had that day.
Yes. So one of the things I don't know much about dogs, and I know that they can do certain things.
Yeah.
So I went on Google and I did a search. And now there are specific dogs that are trained to search in water. Whereas years ago, they would lose the scent and not be able to track them, right? Now they're trained to do that. So I'm wondering if they had the dogs there to help not only with the land search of whatever they were looking for, but also the water search.
Well, just wondering what did they find
Right.
with the dogs.
Well, in one of the pictures, we definitely know that it looked like they found a tire iron.
I seen that one.
And then in another picture, it looked almost like a crowbar, is what I thought, because it was long and straight.
Yeah, bigger.
I think it was a crowbar. But what else they found, we aren't privy to, and we're not privy to what they're specifically looking for.
Yeah.
Is it related to the Delphi case? Is it related to Karina McClurkin's case because she was found in Peru?
Yeah.
I mean, it could be a few things. So,
well, the question is, how far is it from where Flint's friend lived in the trailer court? How far is that? And there's a trail that, of course, there's a walking bridge. You can just walk by, but he would have to throw it real hard where the tire iron was, or what else, other things would be.
My understanding is that Karina's what partial remains they found over was not found in actual Peru. It was just outside of Peru. There's a trailer park right on the outskirts of Peru.
Okay.
And it was in the trailer park. So,
and that's where Flint's friend lived.
Well, we know that Blaine lived there, but it was well prior to all that, according to him. So,
right. So, I mean, the search is great. I'm hoping they're finding something, but don't put your eggs all in one basket for the Delphi case.
Yeah.
We're hoping, believe me, I'm hoping that it is.
I'm hoping
But
if they're...
It could be for another case, too.
Well, especially the tire iron. We know there's a lot of times people use tire irons to knock someone out.
Right.
And damage the skull very badly. So maybe that's what they're looking for, to match the markings on a skull or a body part that looks like they laid on. Yeah.
Let me ask you this. What do you think of friend number one's situation in Vegas and one day, and then within a day or two, all this starts up with the search of the Wabash?
I think my friend out in Vegas knows more, and that's where he could be doing some type of deal of saying, hey, look, Keegan did something, his dad did something in the Wabash River there, and that's what they're looking for. And wherever, if Keegan lied to the police and didn't really tell them where the evidence was, then they'll have to start back to wanting all over again. But Becky's hoping that it whatever it is going on is linked to Living Abby's case murder.
I think we all hope that.
Yeah.
We want this case solved,
Oh yeah.
you know. And Julie just put a note in or
Yeah. I see
comment
Julie.
in here. It was too little, too late for the dogs at Delphi. But you are talking about the Wabash search. Yes, we are. They found something because word is they have the CSI there, according to my sources.
Well, you know, why don't they get the dogs back out there? If he left something out there that they didn't find, look how many years that iron tire.
Yeah. The tire iron. How long
Yeah.
has that been out there?
Yeah, how long? Why can't they have the dogs come back here, Delphi, and search? If they got all those dogs be able to do anything in the water and land, they should bring those dogs back.
I would agree with you.
You know, I was sitting there thinking, Marv knows and Randy knows. I've had some interaction with Becky here with the last week or two.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and she texted me this morning, or it was yesterday morning, giving her condolences and asking the questions, just simple questions, you know. You guys might see something different on video or through transcript like Texas or whatever. But honestly, I got to see a little bit of a tender side to Becky.
Yes.
And that told me a lot about her. So
she contacted Frank about his brother passing away.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's not something that she has to do, but she did, and I thank her so much for that. That meant a lot to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, we've talked about the search. We're hoping and praying that search leads to the arrest of who killed Abby and Libby.
Mm-hmm.
Finally break the camel's back, get the evidence you need, and make an arrest. That is what we want. That is why we're all here talking about this case. Justice for Abby and Libby.
Well, the other thing, I'm hoping that
and for Carrie, and for Anna,
yeah,
and for Derek, for the whole family. They've been through enough.
If Travis has something to say and the police really go after him and say, hey, what you know something.
Well,
that could be another big outcome, yes.
Yes, that was a piece of the puzzle that we have always had there.
Yeah.
He just up and disappeared out of nowhere. And then they find him in Wabash County. Yeah, I actually called the jail myself to verify if he was there or not. And sure enough, he was there, and they told me the charges, which basically stemmed from the charges. I believe it was in Miami County. I'm sure it was Miami County or one of the surrounding counties by Peru for the same charges because he had a warrant out of that county for the charges. So I think they got him on a hold for whatever county to come pick him up.
Yeah, and I just want to say one thing. There are people online that are bashing Julie. And they are so out of line. This woman's heart is in this. It has been from the beginning. And talk about hatred and inappropriate actions. She received it all. She took the blunt of it all in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. And I was out there.
When you were on the phone earlier, Marv,
yeah,
that's what I was explaining to everybody. I said, yeah, from the outside, when you look back through the 5 years and you see the inconsistencies with statements that are made and things, I said, people, you got to realize we're human. I couldn't remember what I did 12 hours ago alone 5 years ago, or what I said, or you know what I'm saying? You can't expect this family to remember word for word, because that's what LE tries to attempt to do to you. They go back to the original statement. If there's another word you add into that statement or subtract out of that statement, they're going to try to use against you.
Yep.
And that's exactly what's going on here when it comes to, especially Kelsey. She gets a lot of damning stuff said about her. Let the young lady live her life. She's married now. Leave her alone. You know, she's trying to live her life now. Yes, I know she's wanting the killers caught, and I commend that she stood up for herself this whole time, even though some of her content got taken out of context. And I will admit firsthand that it seemed kind of odd to me, some of the things that she was saying, but after I went back and thought about it, she's a young girl. She went through a traumatic experience, and I'm not going to remember, if I was her, every word that I said detail for detail in a statement that I've ever made,
Right.
alone being 5 years long. So I just wanted to put that out there. And the same thing goes for Becky and Mike. You know, I don't know them. I don't know them for me.
Derek.
All of them, you know.
Yeah. It was
So we just
happened.
want you all to know to not pay attention to the negativity that is said about Julie Melvin.
Right.
Because her heart is in this.
Julie was in it at the beginning. She contacted me and met her out at the trails, and she was going right after the case every day and trying to find her sister's son's cousin who killed Libby Alley.
Yep.
And she was trying to help her sister.
Yep.
So she was out there every day and stuff. So she really needs to get back on this case, and people needs to
and this is another thing I want to bring up when it comes to Julie too, along with that. Yes, there's been things that have been said when it comes to Julie and Becky. Okay. First of all, you listen to what you want to listen to. Second of all, it's none of our business. What goes on behind closed doors with those two ladies is their business. We shouldn't be putting any information out there about it. You know, it's not right. And that's how people get bad names, because you guys want to interpret or misinterpret things, and you don't know the story or what the meaning of what's going on between the families. So if you don't mind, please keep your nose out of their business, because everybody knows Julie is the biological aunt of Cody Patty, and her sister is Cody's mother. And there was tensions there for years, and I'm sure there still is. I just don't want people sticking their nose in it, because it ain't their business. And don't say that stuff about Julie, man, because like I said, it's their business, not ours. Julie's a nice lady. I basically talk to her 4 or 5 times a week. She's a good woman. She's her heart's in the right spot.
Yeah, if you met her, she is a real nice person, and that's why I love working and seeing her. Always glad to see her, that she's out there. If she's coming up, it's like, hey, I'll come over and walk with you, and whatever we can look how the killer did this to Libby and Abby.
Yep.
And it's the same thing with Kelly, because I know there were people talking about her some time back, and I didn't know who she was from Eve. And then I'm starting to get to know who she is. We talk through text or through Messenger almost on a daily basis. She'll send me something or ask me a question or whatever, and I try to reply to her as soon as I can. You know, you got to get to know these people before you start making assumptions about them, because assumptions are just a reflection of how you think of people.
Yeah.
So
I remember talking to Kelly a long time ago at the beginning of this case. So
I'm proud of them ladies. Very proud of them ladies.
Yes.
And I told Julie directly, I said, I'm proud of you. You came out of the shadows, and it's about time you did. And I told Kelly, I said, you got to stand up for yourself now, because word's going around this and that. It's time for you to come out and say, hey, I told them, I said, they both need to talk and let it all out. And that's what they did. And I'm proud of them for it.
So what I would like to do next is I would like to bring Kelly back on. It's important that everyone watching understands what this Yubo app is, or otherwise known as the Yellow app. And Kelly's given us a lot of good information. Julie's given us a lot of good information on it. It is a lot more extensive than anyone realizes. So, Frank and Randy, if you can chat with the audience a little bit. Sure. I just want to get Kelly back on the phone here, and then we'll join you. Oh, Julie, absolutely.
Thanks, Julie.
We are all on the same team. Exactly. We are Team Abby and Libby.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to step away for a minute, just chat with everybody, and then I'll get Kelly back on the phone.
Hey,
all right.
Taylor. Excuse me, everybody.
Hey, Taylor. I always
He's got to mute it. He's got to mute it.
I always say hi to Taylor on the phone and now on
Light that blunt, dude, and bring it over here, man.
All right, I'll be right back.
What's up, people? Yeah, tell them about it, D. That place is out of France, and they're known for actual live streaming grotesque shit like murders and rapes, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
QWERTY, where's QWERTY at, Julie? There he is. There she is. Hey, QWERTY, it's been a minute. How you been? Let me turn my camera off before I piss somebody off. Go ahead, Randy. Take the show.
All right. Yeah, I remember me and Julie was out there when they were doing surveying of where the drop off was. That so we were out there listening to them what needs to be done. Now we know they said they're going to fix the bridge 3 times. One is back 2020, and that never got done. And then another time, 2021. So like every time the money disappears, the bridge doesn't get fixed. So it's like, where's all that money? But it seems like they put more on the walking trail, but the bridge. But they know the bridge is more what people want to walk on out there. So what, they'll have to come up with another $1.4 million to fix this bridge again. It's just when it's going to be fixed.
Who wants to have the audacity to file an inquiry about that money through the state?
Yeah.
I don't have the time or the patience to file an inquiry on it. If anybody knows anything about that, let me know and I'll make an attempt.
Yeah.
I mean, I got pretty good with filing FOIA requests and things of that nature.
It seems like so many people's got their hands into the money before it gets used. So it's like, so they spend $500,000 on the trail, but where's the rest of the money that could use the money for? I know there's 3 different times they had money.
And then even had a fundraiser. Why did
Yeah.
you have to have a fundraiser when you had 1.4 million sitting there to be used?
It's coming. I know it's already. No, that.
Yeah,
It's coming. Oh, okay.
what's coming, Julie?
Cool.
Hey, straight from a horse's mouth. Man,
I think she's talking about the bridge. I think that's what Julie's talking about.
Where's Julie? There we go. It's coming. What? I don't understand. I don't know what that means.
The bridge. I think she's talking about the bridge. We just got
Yeah,
done.
but I mean, what? 5 years later, or when did they get the money? 2016 or 2017 or something?
It started in 2000. They were talking. They took over the bridge from the railroad company in 2019, and they had to come up with the money to meet the match to the state at that time. So they came up the money to match the state in order to get that grant money to help with the bridge.
What was the amount that they had to match?
Was it 500,000 between somewhere between 200,000 to 500,000.
So they came up with the money, and so basically the government's one of the stipulations was that they had to come up with so much money in order to get the full. Okay. My question is now is they were already granted that $1.4 million, and then all of a sudden the girls die. They have a fundraiser and raise what, $135,000 or something.
Well, there was two different amounts. There were two different amounts. One was 1.3, and the other one's 1.4.
I'm like, man, where's this money going?
It's like you have people already have their hands in the cookie jar, and before the money gets there, be able to spend it. So somebody has their.
The way I look at that is the McCains are running that whole area with the trailing system and everything like that. They're not going to get rid of that bridge whatsoever, because then it takes money away from them. You see what I'm saying?
Julie said Kay had 5 feet clearance where McCain's took out a survey. He took her land and all the stations of the cross at that time. This is in prep for the plan for the trail construction across the ridge. The reward money straight from the horse's mouth. The reward money is still there. It hasn't been used.
All right, Kelly. She's talking to Marv. Yellow.
Okay, I'm back. I had to moderate Kelly so that she could drop a link. She's on the phone with me here. We're gonna do a little bit of education about the Yellow app, also known as Yubo. So she's dropped. One second, I gotta go on the other one here to get it. Come on. Because I want to share all of this with you. Because this is important. Okay, Kelly, are you there?
Yes, hi.
Hi, thank you for joining us again. So I have the article up that says 2 teens arrested after paying Bitcoin to live stream murder on dark web.
Oh my God.
Yes, and that was using that yellow app that was used by Anthony Schatz in the Delphi murders. That's correct.
Okay. So the reason we are showing you this is because we want everyone to know how intensive this app is. It's not just a regular app. So go ahead, Kelly, explain what.
Yellow app at the time in 2017 only had 7 million users worldwide. Very obscure app, mostly used in the UK, Ireland, and Australia. It originates in France. That's the origins, but the main users were what I just said.
Mm-hmm.
So what's interesting here is that yellow settings, it enables adults to view children. It's blatantly aimed at flirting and relationships, and it creates an opportunity for pedophiles to target young people. It's a live streaming app, and in the article, that's the type of things that are done live streaming away from the United States are pretty commonplace. That's why America is one of the greatest places to live. We have these safeties for our people. However, remember when Doug Carter mentions getting tips from Australia, France, Italy, and Germany? Well, why on earth would anybody over in the UK or Australia have any tips about Delphi? It's because the yellow app was used in a live streaming capacity in the crime. So how it's used is in conjunction with Snapchat. And you can have as many as 5 people watching you do something. And so that's the deviant of it all, is was this whole entire thing watched by a group of people? Because in the Texas shooting about 6 weeks ago, Yellow had changed their name to Yubo due to, I mean, the app was banned in Ireland. You couldn't use it. Obviously, it's hard to police it, but you couldn't use it under the age of 16. However, it was finally banned in Ireland due to, just endless amounts of crime involving the yellow app. They changed their name to Yubo. The Texas shooter used the Yubo app in that school shooting.
Yes, he did.
And then that's when they found 3 or 4 people that were willing to come forward in France and say, this guy was, on this app weeks before this happened, showing us weaponry. And so in the end here, remember, investigators are headed over to France in connection with the Yubo Yellow app. That was in April. It sort of slid under the radar there because people just assumed it was sort of like a Snapchat or a Twitter. The application of it is a live streaming format. And again, it allows adults to pretend they're kids, make friends, flirt, start relationships, and then it ends up leading to, like this Italy deal, getting killed on camera for money. And the live stream is more expensive, or you can just get a copy afterwards. So it's pretty deviant. I mean, when somebody can watch somebody get killed and say, hey, pour some hot oil on him, or hey, poke her eyes out, that really happens. So when you think about the girls, obviously it's already horrendous enough that you're going to find them deceased in the woods. But when you add this onto it, to me, that's the part they don't want to talk about. Quote unquote stuff of nightmares.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And the worst part is that these people use things like crypto, Bitcoin,
And remember,
to make
he said,
requests.
well, I can make $1,000 real quick.
Yeah.
How's that, Keegan?
You know, and they make requests. Do this to this child. Do that to this child. It's awful.
That's right. So what went on out there that day? How many of the people that we have talked about for the past 5 years and 7 months, how many people that we have talked about are part of that Dropbox? Who saw this happen? How was the yellow app used? We know how it's used. It's used to live stream things. And that Italian article, I will never unsee that. That's one of many, but it stuck out to me because they were teenagers and, they were easily tracked to their home.
And Kelly, just so you know, the part in the article that I'm highlighting, I know it's kind of small, but it says 2 Italian 17-year-olds were arrested for paying Bitcoin to see children being sexually abused, tortured, and murdered in live streaming.
That's right.
Yeah, since Bitcoin is used everywhere.
We all have our own imaginations, but collectively, we've already been told by law enforcement that app was used, and that's the way it is. The yellow app switched to the name Yubo, and I can tell you because it's me. When I had that video visit with him, I could see a lot of commotion in the background because they were orange and white stripes, and there was all kinds of people with orange and white stripes. I said, it's so loud, I can't hardly hear you. And he said, oh, did you hear? There was a terrible shooting in Texas at a school. I said, okay, well, I better go. I'm going to turn on my TV. And the very next day, that's when they indicated that the shooter had used the Yubo app, which is the same as the yellow app. And then when I told him, oh, hey, did you see that shooter used the same app that Anthony Shots used? He became unhinged. He couldn't even look at me. And then he canceled my video visit and said he was going into a dark depression. Because he knows he used that app. And that's what's so scary is it's not, it could be any app. That's not what it's used for.
Yep. And I bet you if we go on Google,
if you Google Yellow App Ireland or Yellow App France, Yellow App Danger, Yellow App 2017, there's over 167 articles just in America about the danger. And what's ironic is most of the articles about the Yellow App from 2017 are February of 2017. So
yeah, look at it. Yellow app warning, May 11, 2017. Lexa police warn parents about yellow app, August 9th, 2017. You can find out exactly how this app works, how malicious it is. Yellow app has police warning parents of danger.
Internet just got too carried away now.
Yes.
I still firmly believe the key is in Libby's phone. I firmly believe that.
That he's on her phone?
Frank says that the key is on Libby's phone.
Well, yes, that's right. Frank, you guys, Libby's phone is the blueprint for the crime.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't know anything if we didn't have that phone at all.
I know the family fought the cable phone service to release the data from Libby's phone. And they had to go to court in order to get the information to give to the police.
Randy, I remember that. She had to petition Apple. She first had to become the executor of Libby's estate.
Yep.
And then you're right. Yep, they did get that Apple, and then Anna did that too. with Abby's Google account or some other things. And that's what really bites my butt, is that for years, you know, they absolutely were like, no, it's not social. No, it's not social media. It isn't social media. And by God, it is.
Yeah.
How can you not say it's not? It's all in black and white on the computer, on the internet.
And to me, you know, I'm going to bring this up because this is just me talking. We're all friends. I'm going to stand by this. That second press conference, the new direction, you know, I think the full sentence should have been, instead of, you never thought we'd change directions, but we have, it should have been, you never thought we'd catch on to you, Keegan, but we have. And then when they unveil the new sketch, well, there's the Anthony Shots profile, because we know you catfished her, or somebody using this profile. I know that's controversial, but to me it just makes sense. The whole deal with the second press conference is, guys, oh, there's your voice, Keegan. Oh, and there you are, probably walking on that bridge. But we want to say it's not him because, well, the legs don't match. Well, he looks old. What if in the end, I'm just saying what if in the end that really is him?
Right
What
on.
if that really is him?
But like we said, people will change over the years to look different.
Well,
And knowing his history of meeting girls.
yes.
And, you know, when he's only catfishing girls within like a 35-mile radius, he's not getting images and stuff from people in Massachusetts or Alabama. It's right there where he lives.
Oh, yeah.
When you re-watch his videos now of those interviews with Barbara McDonald, when you see him now, like when I was talking to him compared to then, God, I mean, the only word I can use is warped. Just.
I got a question real quick. If you can ask it. This is to Kelly and Julie. What do you guys know, or do you know anything about this alleged plea deal they offered Keegan Klein 8 to 10 years?
Did you hear Frank, Kelly?
Kind of. Go ahead and you say it.
He asked if you know anything about the plea deal that they offered Keegan for 8 to 10 years.
And that also goes out to Julie, too.
What
She's
he
in the
told me is that they were going to drop 18 of his charges. And I said, well, you know, they'll probably keep the obstruction of justice considering everything you removed from the phone that they wanted. I was cocky like that. I was. Because, I mean, I already know, hey, I know that you erased probably everything you did to them on that phone. And you know that I know it. That was the nonverbal eye contact. Like, you know, I know, buddy. But as far as the plea deal goes, I remember I called Anky's office a long time ago. I would say 6 weeks ago now. And they told me they hadn't had any kind of plea agreement since December of 2020. There's been no movement. And so the answer on that is we just don't know. But what we do know is recently, this latest continuance, he said, you know, my client is in negotiations with the police, which is a fancy word for, we're trying to get something together here.
Correct. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
And
I just like I was gonna tell you guys, I'll tell you guys on the air. You know, if you go on that broken pinky promises is what she has changed it to, but she's putting up text messages between him and her, Keegan and Holly, that talk about hacking people, how to put this tape over your phone camera. I know a guy named Alex who's real good. And then he's talking about, well, when I get out, I'll probably have to get a new computer. They took everything I had. I'll get all new email. And he really thinks like everything's going to be great. I'll get out in a few years. And, you know, just completely cavalier is the word.
Yeah,
It's asinine.
it is. I mean, does he think he was slick enough to get rid of this stuff to where he wasn't going to be charged, or charges were going to be dropped and he could make a deal?
Or like I said before, he's not all there for real. I don't know what words you want to choose, but when you fail first and fourth grade, you've not been in school since 2010, you grew up with a father like TK. TK probably beat his mother when she was pregnant with him. He's warped. He's demented. He has a sensitivity chip that is missing.
Well, and he's been groomed since childhood.
Yeah.
It sounds like by the father.
And he would always say, my dad and his friends. My dad and his friends.
Right.
He would always include them. My dad and his friends made me feel lower than dirt, or et cetera, et cetera. But in my mind, really, what could a 14-year-old do that is so egregious that you got to die? I
Right.
mean, was it just simply that this person's self-esteem was that fragile that, I'm going to select you out of all the girls I'm catfishing and you're done? Or, hey, my customers, and this is where let's get back to the yellow lap because I'm going for it. When they talk about the crime scene being odd, or they use the word signatures, take out the word signatures and put in the word props.
Props.
You want the movie or the movie set to look the way the customer wants it to look, i.e. that live stream thing.
Yeah.
Customer wants you to take a Bible and put it in her left hand and a hammer in her right. Or, I'm just, who knows? Who knows what was left out there except for the people, and that's another thing. Think about all of the people that really did see them dead. The forensics team, the coroner, people that actually put them in the body bags. I think about things like that. They know.
Yep.
They know what was left out there. We know, they do, and they've got to live with that every day. And you can tell every one of those press conferences, and Doug Carter said it himself. I go to bed thinking of this. I wake up thinking about this. You can't unsee this stuff. We're going to need people to be hired when this all comes out. So that's why I go back to the live streaming app. Who will watch this happen?
Yeah.
Does that really make sense what I'm saying?
It does.
It was used in some way. It really was. It's not a maybe.
Well, and they've come out and said that it could have, in the Ron Logan warrant, they said pictures and video could have been done.
Yes, or Robert Ives said, there's definitely 3 or 4 things you would have taken pictures of.
Right.
Yeah, I'm certain there was because it was like a movie scene. And Keegan always said, Kelly, I always wanted to be an actor or a chef. And I said, well, you were a real good actor because look at how many profiles that you had. I said things like that. I did.
Hey, Kelly, ask her about the sock incident with the letter that Keegan had written.
Oh, yes, the sock.
The sock.
We were talking about
Yes.
people that wear funny clothes, or like I was talking about homeless one day. I said, I saw this guy get on these pink shorts and cowboy boots. I was telling him talking about clothes. And I said, I usually wear a sundress every day. It's so hot here. We're talking about the heat. And he goes, I don't care what season it is. I love socks. If I see a sock, I just have to have it. I have over 200 pairs. I love socks. And he puts that creepy smile. You know what I'm talking about? The emoji with the same Emily Ann 45 emojis that were used. The same sort of phrases is what he was saying to me, and I was picking up on it. But yeah, I love socks. When I see one, I just have to have it.
And in the Ron Logan, no, which one was it? Keegan or Ron? The Ron Logan.
Yeah, the Ron Logan document talks about the underwear and the sock being missing, yes.
Yes, sock and underwear missing.
And Julie had mentioned to me, or no, somebody else had mentioned to me, I can't say no names, but they actually were looking in Ron Logan's house. There was a drawer upstairs that had a lock on it. And when they got it open, it was nothing but a drawer full of women's panties.
I wouldn't be surprised because, this is another thing. When people first meet somebody, you don't have, like I'll just go into what I'm saying. People always wanted to think of Ron Logan as this just elderly curmudgeon, this gentle old grandpa. But people forget in the 70s and in the 80s, this guy was a hard partying dude. He had a long history of womanizing and, he was a flirt up into his 70s. Him and Garrett Kurtz's dad, Mark, and the get-togethers and the bonfires and the women. It's just, he already had a bad reputation before this ever happened, really.
Yeah.
And so, most people are just seeing him as like, this, leave that elderly 75-year-old man alone. And then they don't realize he's been married like 4 times, beat his wife, da-da-da-da-da. It's just, yes, he's an odd person. Did he have a lot of guns? Is he questionable? The girls were found on his property. That's all valid. However, the transcripts say something else. This is Libby and her phone and Keegan's circle of people and probably Libby's friends. That's how you get your content.
Yeah.
Libby's friends.
Well, and you got to remember that every time Keegan met a new girl in this group, his circle widened because then he has access to that girl's list.
You are so on it.
And to the next girl's
Allison,
list.
When Allison moved away to Royal Center, what happens when you go to a new school? Where you make new friends and you put them on your Instagram and Facebook. And if you're a stalker, well, there's more victims.
Right.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know how many girls in this area were actually affected. Some of them may not even realize it.
And that's why you think about how much time has passed. If they were 14, 15, they would be 20, 21 now with, young children, maybe married or in college. And so it's going to be difficult they spent so many years on Ron Logan and elderly old men when really this is going to be solved by the younger crowd because that's what this is. Keegan was 22. These girls were teenagers. It's him, his Dropbox people, and that world.
Yes.
And, if you break it down like this, too, they're up at 2:46, making their little Gina and Pam video, where they're singing on TikTok.
Right.
Yeah.
2:46
I remember that.
And just think 12 hours later, they're dead.
Right.
There he comes. So the last 12 hours of their life was the final phase of whatever it is. Whatever plot somebody had concocted, my thing is, when did whoever decide, yep, you're dead, I'm going to get you? And it really has to do with Libby and whoever.
Yeah.
And it's hard to accept that, but it is.
And do you think this was planned out, Kelly, in advance, or?
Well, it had to have been, absolutely. You pick your target, you keep your eye on your target, you know your victim, and you find your killer. And, this isn't 1987. Nobody's going to the mall anymore. Nobody goes to the arcade. And nobody goes to, the skating rink. Those kids that live out in the country, their only form of social activity is school stuff and their phone. So your opportunity to meet people is very limited. You're just on your phone or you're at school and school stuff. So that's the whole world. We already know she was on all these dangerous apps. What an easy target. In fact, they say that in the transcripts. Keegan, she was gullible. She was an easy target. She was enthralled with the Anthony Shots profile. Boom. It's kind of like they're saying, buddy, we know you did this. Just stop it. And then they say, we've seen the videos. We've seen the pictures. And that's the first rule of prosecution. You don't ask questions that you don't already know the answer to.
Oh, even if,
Carbon, this is Kelly Aaron that is talking right now. He just came in and was asking. So
Who? Wait a minute. Who? What's the name?
Carbon.
That's Holly. Get her the fuck in there. That's Holly. That's her name on Reddit.
So Carbon is also a YouTube creator.
I know it. That's the name on Reddit that's associated. I'm just saying that's what I
Gotcha.
on Reddit.
even the police said in that transcripts that they
Okay.
know Keegan was lying through the whole time and just make up stories, saying he didn't remember things.
Well, that just sounds like that movie Blackbird with Larry Hall, doesn't it? He didn't. He said, I dreamed I killed all them women. You know what I'm talking about, the Larry Hall case, the serial killer. And what's crazy, Larry Hall is only 11 miles from where Keegan grew up. I mean, there's something in the water near Peru.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, Randy, I was going to say, I always tell you this every time we talk, is the very first video that I ever saw at all was the one you made about the bench. And I'm like, oh, Randy, grab it. This is what it looks like out there. Wow. There's the bench and there's the 501 and it was just, okay, cool. And then the very next video was the Julie Melvin, and it shows the terrain. And that's the thing. I think we're all very familiar on the terrain. Now let's focus on the cybercrime, because that's what this is. That's what we're talking about here. It's true. If we didn't have Libby's phone, we wouldn't have nothing.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, without Libby's phone, you don't have the video, you don't have the voice, you don't have the fact that, well, they could have gotten it, I guess, off of social media, but the phone helped know that she was in contact with Keegan Klein and getting messages from him. So without the phone, you wouldn't have nothing.
There's more in that phone than we will even know about.
Yeah, and
I don't want to speak for Julie, but we always said we never left the Patty driveway, just meaning like the crime originates in the home on her phone. Like before they ever left the house, they had already talked to the killer. I said that for years, and then finally it was validated because at 8:07 a.m. they're already talking to him before they even leave the house. And the thing is, too, who knows how many other, because usually when people do this, they create a whole cast of characters to back up each other. Like you've got Joanne talking to Tina, and Tina's talking to Thomas, and they're all fake, but it seems real because they're corroborating each other. Like, oh, I know Joanne. Oh, yeah, there's Tina, but it's really all Keegan. Because can you imagine having 30 people on your Snapchat, and 9 of them are him watching you?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's sinister. I mean, I'm glad that you're thinking about this. This is something happened. Something, out of all the girls, what
My
was it?
point, I started thinking about that about a week or two ago. I'm thinking, man, it's making me wonder about certain individual girls that had contact with the Anthony Shots account, and I'm thinking, man.
Yeah, and you have to remember too, like guys. I mean, guys and girls are different in middle school, but it's that same age group. And if you think back to 7th, 8th, and 9th grade, because that's really what this is.
Yeah.
That mentality of he said, she said, and what I call sassy little bitchy little girls that, you know how girls fight. Girls get mad at each other at that age. And Kelsey already said, Libs was in a fight with one of her friends, and you remember that, where she sat in the booth with Jeremy Renner?
Yep.
You know, so there was something going on with the girlfriend group and that profile, you know, and I could see a scenario of, well, I thought he was fine. I thought he was just talking to me. And meanwhile, he's sitting back pitting them against each other, and let's just be real. Look what he's doing to adult women, pitting them against each other with the weird sex messages. He's doing exactly what he did on the outside, on the inside, and that's just really the truth of it. He's a smooth-talking hustler. He's a backstabbing lowlife.
Yeah. He knows how to manipulate people anywhere he goes.
Because, yeah, I mean, he's a seasoned professional. Here's somebody who's completely unsupervised, and Dad provides the platform for everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and who knows what really went on in Vegas, but the whole notion of, okay, you want somebody dead, you just kill them. What's with all the quote-unquote posing and the props and that's where I talk about the yellow act.
Right.
You know, yeah. So it's a whole other level that just doesn't get talked about because it's pretty dark.
Well, and that's the thing is now that we know people can pay to have certain things happen to children.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's not just like a one-off, like, well, I guess one time. That isn't true at all. It is prevalent. It's not like, well, I guess a couple times in the last 10 years. No, that's not true. It happens all the time in Thailand. And then he's telling me, I can't wait to get my passport back and move to Thailand. And I thought, Putty, that would be good for you. You know, you're just oh, man. You know, because you're not moving to Thailand for food. You know, no.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you live in your bedroom, like Dirk Hayes' mother and Dirk said, when you're living in a bedroom in Las Vegas and you've got felt over your windows and a padlock and you don't come out at all, this wasn't a social butterfly. And that's another thing. When he had me, you know, he would say to me, well, if you get on my Facebook, you'll be able to see everything I did. And here, I ate there. And there's a celebrity chef that passed away a few years ago named Anthony Bourdain.
Yes.
And he said he had a personal meal prepared for him by Anthony Bourdain. I'm like, yeah, does he really think I believe that?
And he
singing back up for Aerosmith.
That's where,
come on.
Kelly, that's where his warped, that's why I think he may have personalities. Because he believes that he's Anthony Schatz.
And also, I want to say something too. When they always talk about TK, they always talk about TK changing the stuff on his Facebook, right? You know, oh, look, TK changed those dates.
Yeah.
That's not him at all. It's Keegan. Keegan changed the dates. It's not Dad. Dad didn't do that. Keegan did.
Yeah, because I don't think Dad has the technological knowledge to do that.
No. Well, Keegan's girlfriend does.
Keegan's girlfriend does?
She knows all the passwords, all the accounts that he has.
You talking about Conklin?
I think that's what her name is. But yeah, in the transcripts, they know that she has all the information on Keegan's phone she can get into.
Well, you know, that's another $1 million question is how do you go from Daddy's house to Dirk's house to screwing Dirk over and going to live with your mom and her and his stepfather on the hog farm? He said he knows how to slaughter a hog, and I thought, yeah, I bet you know how to slaughter a human too now, but I didn't say that.
That does bring me back to Dirk Hayes. You talk about, he's got the photography business down in Vegas. It's called Sin City. Now you think about alleged props at the crime scene, right? They use props in modeling shoots also.
Well, because Keegan had his own a made-up business, Klein Photography. Yeah, I bet.
So it just makes you wonder.
Weird. Frank, it's weird.
Well, and Anna brings up a good point. A certain channel only posts justice for Abby. No mention of Libby.
Yeah, that's what Holly was doing. She said, Libby, Yeah.
So
Never anything about Libby. It's always at justice for Abby. Because that was Keegan's target, Libby. But we don't know why. No, why. Was she going to tell on him? Hey, Dad, she's going to bring us all down. She got, she got Kevin _705 in trouble last week. And, who knows? Because constantly, I always think about when they say the biggest group, that means plural, that means many people.
Well,
what kind of duo or group could keep a secret like this for this long?
See, that's the thing about that is that someone had mentioned to me that Libby allegedly had a secret to tell her mom, Carrie, and now it's making me wonder what that secret was.
Yeah. And the thing is, because we've covered this, she was wise beyond her years, just like Grandma Betty said. She was wise beyond her years because she was exposed to so much, you guys. Come on.
Yeah.
She knew a lot about a lot of people. She did. It's not easy.
But she was wise beyond her years, but she was also a teenager.
Couple that in.
Yeah.
And you do have, even though you have knowledge, you're still naive in certain areas.
And get into mischief that you know nothing about.
Me away.
Yeah.
And they said Keegan saw that and he's like, bingo, easy target.
Right.
Well, it's quite strange.
I tell them all the same thing and see who bites.
It's quite strange. I was reading his transcript.
When Kelsey drives away and they're standing there alone, then what? If this was a board game, that's where I always get, you take your board game and you're going down there, you get out of your car, and then there they stand. So then what? Because I used to always wonder if the bridge guy was waiting on them, because at that time we didn't know.
Right.
Well, now we know. Of course we know. Well, there they are, They just, And another thing, too, it was winter, no leaves, absolutely sparse, where you can see for miles. Can you imagine somebody with binoculars looking across the field? Okay, there they come. Or they don't even have to do that. She's got her location on her phone, and I'm watching on my phone. Okay, they're leaving. Here we go. That's really the sinister part is I've got my eye on you, and you're going to die. But why? Why?
Right.
And Julie and I used to always say this too. Oh, my grandma used to say this, and I was telling her, I said, my grandma used to always say that the old men uptown and the young kids at school are the ones that'll always know what's going on around town. And so I always said, imagine if we were teenagers and we went to their school and like in between classes, how girls fix their hair and put on lipstick. I wonder what the kids at the school think or know happened to them. What would they say if we said, what happened to Libby and Abby? What would they say?
I'll
play cards, what do they say? And nobody really says anything.
Well, I honestly believe that there is somebody in that community that knows the truth and knows exactly what happened and are afraid to come forth with information.
Yes, because as Doug said, how many people does this involve? Plural, many. When we've got to hire between 60 and 100 people in this new building that we got in Delphi to handle this, we've got to prepare the family and the community. I mean, what is that?
Kelly, we have a question. I don't know if you or Julie can answer it. What about the deal with Cody Patty being forced to move out of the Patty home?
Yeah, from what I'm understanding, Kelsey wanted him to leave, but we don't know why, and that is true. You guys can ask Becky, but yeah.
Okay.
And you got to think about him too. I mean, everybody already knows me. They're like, oh, you're down on the family. It's just a fact telling. There's a big difference between bashing somebody and a fact telling. You got Derek living at home. You got Cody living at home. You've got two teenagers that should maybe be around that when
True.
you've got an ankle monitor or a PO or a probation officer, it's not best to have people like that in the home. So that could be a factor.
Yeah, you're right.
But you've got to the way that I just learned that the way you have to say things in this case is just, even me saying that, oh, you quit being mean. It's just a fact. It is. We already know about Derek's past. It just doesn't need to be brought up. We already know. If he doesn't want to talk after 5.5 years, that's okay. People do wonder what you sound like, though. But hey, we respect you. You're probably really hurting. So, but he's the only one out of this whole thing we've never heard from. Never, I've never heard a fond statement being read by Mother or anything from him at all, other than he doesn't have to, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know, what he's going through, and
But then again, that just brings it back to her environment. She was just an easy target. Hey.
Let's refresh real quick some of the people in the chat.
We don't really know what the ruse was.
Okay, hang on 1 second, Kelly. What, Frank?
Let's refresh some people in the chat that just came in. Julie Melvin is the biological aunt to Cody Patty. So anything you want to know about Cody Patty and his mother, which would be Julie's sister, you could talk straight to her about it. She could tell you everything you want to know.
Yes.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, Diane is her sister, and Diane's Cody's mother. Yeah.
So Digital said, wasn't KK arrested at his girlfriend's house?
Yeah,
and Julie said, yes, he was.
Floor, and they took his cat. For people that don't know this, he told me, because I have cats. And you got to remember, I had him in my car, at my pool, in my kitchen. He watched me cook. I mean, nobody will ever probably do that again in his life. Who knows how long it'll be before he sees a leaf on a tree, But I talked to him like 9 times on the video, and what were you just saying? I'm sorry, I had a brain freeze there.
Me too. Somebody just said Kelsey said when Derek is ready, he's going to do an interview with her only.
Now, that's been being said since probably 2018.
Right.
So, just throwing that out. That's the stock answer there.
Okay, so just so you guys know, I'm going to let Kelly continue talking. I'm going to run to the ladies' room real quick.
So what were we just talking about? I'm just thinking about him in my car.
The fact that he was arrested at the girlfriend's house.
Okay, yeah, the cat. He said that he was very upset that his cat named Ghost. I had showed him my cat. Now I regret all of this, just in the sense that someday I could probably say I had the bridge guy in my house and showed him my cats in the kitchen. I mean, that's how weird. But I would say that he was upset that his cat was taken to his mother's, or her mother's.
Give me just a second, Kelly. Hey, Randy, take over for about 5 minutes.
All right, no problem.
All right.
Go ahead, Kelly.
Randy, you here?
Yeah, I'm here. Go ahead.
No, I was just telling them about his cat that he loved was taken over to his girlfriend's house and let go at his at her mom's, and he kept saying, I think my cat's dead now. It was an inside cat, and she let him outside at her mother's. And so if you know her at all, maybe someday that could be what we could finally find out is, did he really have a cat named Ghost, and did she take it to her mother's?
Well, Julie says here in the chat, think about this, everyone. They took the dog, yet the cat could be the key. But Keegan kept saying the cat just stopped dead.
Said that over and over. Like, I caught on to it because he was probably hoping it's dead for some reason. It wasn't like a bereavement, like, I'm sad.
Yeah.
But, I just want to say, if anybody's listening, I'm not trying to bash the family at all. I mean, I think about Kelsey's wedding. I think about her little purple room. I have a sincere, I mean, just like you, Randy, I mean, we're soft-hearted people. And there's just things about this case that you just can't, it'll stay with you forever. It's just,
well, especially
it's like a Stephen King novel come to life. It really is.
Yeah. And I think it's going to hit hard when they finally figure out what's the reason why he killed Libby and Abby. And I think that's going to hit hard to the family.
Well, now that you're on here, think about the length of time I've known you. I mean, we've been through the Jimmy Dale Duvall era. We've been through Mark Redwine, Thomas Bruce. I mean, all of these elderly old men. And it really, Daniel Nations, he was young, but he was just, that's back when they weren't even looking at social media, and all that time, to me, in my opinion, was wasted. Oh, it's Mark Redwine, or no, it's Daniel Nations, and
well, they had the clue at the beginning, but somehow they just blew off that clue they needed. They're using now.
I can tell you, for me, in my opinion, that masked man episode is how they ever even found out about Anthony Schatz. And when they found out about Anthony Schatz, they found out about Keegan. But right around then is when Ronald Bogan lied about his alibi.
Yeah.
And then that's when they're like, oh, we're going to back burner all this social media stuff. And okay, we're going to look at Ronald Bogan. And that lasted for years.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, talking about that second press conference, we never thought, you never thought we'd change directions, Keegan, but we have. We were on to something in the beginning, and I really do. I think the second sketch is the Anthony Schatz profile, because that's who he was hiding behind, and whoever else.
What gets me when Carter says it's like he's knowing that the guy is in the press conference room. It's like, well, if he really wasn't.
Yeah, but you know what I figured out he meant? You know how most people, would you say about 95% of people have phones or devices, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay. Well, the Anthony Schatz profile is a profile on the internet. I think what he meant was that profile might even be in this room on one of your phones right now, and you don't even know it.
See, that does kind of make sense to me, because now you think about it, how Carter was saying, if you take the old sketch and the new sketch and put them together or look between them, you'll find your person, right? Well, now that makes sense. He's hiding behind the Anthony Schatz profile.
Correct. And think about this as well. Think about this. We're not dealing with tangible objects. We're not dealing with physical objects. We're dealing with a cyber crime. And what's a cyber crime? It's data. It's internet data. It's a cyber crime. So when you're looking at the picture of the second sketch, that's not a tangible, real human. That's a image. It's exactly. I mean, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's all.
Yeah.
Some of these things are not physical in the sense that, did you see the second sketch out there on Kay Weber's property? No, because it's on a phone. It's an internet.
Yep.
Yeah.
So one of our viewers has a question. that I don't know if you or Julie can answer. Has Cody been ruled out as a suspect?
We can't say that. I mean, we don't know. We don't know. I mean, but let's just, what have we been talking about? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A suspect, and let's be more clear on that. Come on, because this question gets thrown out every time. So let's just really lay it out. What do you really mean? Could he be part of the people looking at the drop box? Because there's two issues here.
Right.
The killing of the girls is one thing, but then that drop box. Along the way, some of the people that we have talked about, I'm sure that they're customers. What did they say? Biggest, plural, many people, Keegan. Biggest drop box in Indiana.
Well,
that means a bunch of people were looking at it.
And one of the things that CJK says, I know he's not BG, but he may know who's involved. Not sure if he knows KK.
Well, he
Yeah.
knows exactly what happened to them. He's just not saying whether it's him or somebody else. That's the whole deal.
Yeah.
Is that we know you know. And remember how many times in the transcript they say, I think it is 3 times, Keegan, if it's not just you, it's you and your dad, isn't it? Like, come on, man. If it isn't, and the thing is, when I say you, he is definitely the orchestrator in my mind, or the puppet master. He's the director. He's the,
Yeah.
I'm gonna coordinate my movie to make it look good because I always wanted to be an actor, and I'm gonna act and I'm gonna hide behind this, 8 to 10 years, because first he was on MySpace, and he had his middle school friends talking about when he was on MySpace, he was doing this shit. I mean, that's going back.
Oh my God, I remember MySpace.
Yeah,
I want to get to this thing that Savannah's talking about.
Kids, aren't you?
All right, what, Frank?
This statement.
That are yeah.
All right, 1 second, Kelly.
Savannah, look up Max S., Libby's friend. If anybody knows anything about Max S., would be Julie. If she's going to speak about it, she will. She's in the chat. She sees all this. So I really don't know a whole lot about Max S. Everybody should know who he is. So if you need anything answered, she might answer it in the chat. If we see it, we'll
tell you all
highlight it.
about him. He's a nice boy. He's a grown man now. Of course, he's 21 now, but Libby and him were friends, real close. Staying overnight with each other, even though they're boy and girl, it wasn't like that, but they were close for their whole life. So Julie knows all about him.
Yeah. Well, Kelly, I want to thank you for coming on and talking to us, but more specifically, telling us about this yellow app.
And I just want to say something before I do go.
Yeah.
Is that I want everybody to know that the severity of what happened, of him getting his chirping device taken away, she and him have something very, very deviant going on. And it's not just, the gossip community or the crime community. People could really get hurt. You can tell this is escalating. They would never have taken his chirping if it wasn't that severe.
Right.
And so let's just really keep that in mind. I mean, This isn't somebody just bullshitting around. There's something very wrong. This is like Charles Manson-esque behavior.
Right.
So, thank you guys for having me on, and I'm glad that we all learned a little something. And if you need me, just let me know. Thank y'all.
Yes, thank you for telling us all about that app. It's important that we get that information out to parents.
Yeah.
Much appreciated, Kelly.
Thanks, Kelly.
She hung up already, but we'll tell her thank you here.
Kelly, thanks, Kelly.
Yes, thank you so much. Oh my gosh. My sister just said they may have found the jogger's body.
I think they were talking about that earlier. They found the suspect's flip-flop near the scene of a trash can, and they were hauling away a trash bin.
Okay,
yeah,
so let me do a search on this because this is one of the cases that we were going to talk about tonight.
Yeah, his brother told the police about the trash can, and I saw it being taken away on the tow truck.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me get this back up here. We will go back into the Delphi conversation here in just a moment. But they are saying that a body found in Memphis as police search for abducted jogger Eliza Fletcher.
Hi, Talk Cut. How you doing?
So police say Monday that a body has been found in South Memphis, an area they have been searching for Eliza Fletcher, the teacher who was abducted while jogging early Friday morning. The deceased person has not been identified and no cause of death has been determined. It was found around 5:07 p.m. local time. Okay. So what we know about this case, and I did some research today. Oops.
Yeah, get me out that big screen.
Is that she went jogging at 4:30 in the morning. She was by the university.
Mm-hmm.
They found her phone and her water bottle and a pair of sandals. The sandals were from the man who abducted her and shoved her in the car. They know that the car sat there for about 4 minutes before it took off. So they got information that he was cleaning out the car and washing his clothes in a sink and acting odd. So they went and picked up the trash can from the apartment building. They've got the shoes. They found out who he was and found the car by the partial license plate and some dents on the car, and they did arrest him. And they have been looking for her since then. We're going to have to wait and see if this body that they found is her.
Yeah.
Very, very sad. Very sad.
We just got too many murders going on, and
You got that right.
it's just getting ridiculous. It's more out of hand. Like this morning, we talked about a lot of these shootings. We don't know where it's going to happen. Now these days, it could be shooting on the freeway or in stores that you wouldn't suspect of somebody doing that.
It's happening every night in Indianapolis now. I turn
Yeah.
on the or I get a news alert on my phone. Somebody's been 2 or 3 people have been shot and killed. So a couple critically injured. I'm like, God damn, man, it's like a war zone up there in Indianapolis. I'm glad I don't live in there anymore.
We'll go back to Delphi, Boston, but I had just saw that a text from my sister talking about they may have found Eliza because they did find a body today at about 5:07 their time. And we're waiting to see if it's her.
I hope it's not. Everybody's still praying to be alive.
I know.
All right, I need to explain something. I see something's going on in the chat here. All right, everybody's talking about friend 1, who's friend 1, and who's friend 2. TT is not friend 2. TT is home is on North Country Club Road, where allegedly Keegan Klein's phone was used or was hooked up to the internet from that home, and they pinged his phone to that home. So that's who TT is. Friend number 2 is KT. He's the local weed man, the little weed guy, whatever you want to call him.
somebody asked, oh, Randy, is the walk still on in October?
Well, it's called a gathering, not like a walk, but yeah, it's still on.
Okay. Okay, so we got that. Do we have that all figured out now between friend 1 and friend 2?
And yes, TT is the cousin of TK. Making that very clear.
Okay.
Hey, I got some homies in there. What's up? What's up, Sierra? No, my Charlie Trexler is not friend 2. Yes, Molly. TT's address is at North Country Club Road.
And he used to live on 9th Street in Peru.
Okay.
And when I did a background on that address, and I can't give the address out, guys, sorry, but the name came back to the address of a certain name, and then I cross-referenced the name and come to find out that this individual worked in the Miami County courts in some capacity. Then I tied the two together, and I was like, oh, okay, that must be his mother.
Ah. So Dave Dean says, I also think the ski mask incident might have been staged.
I've thought about that, honestly. Yes, I have thought about that. It could have been staged. Like I was telling you guys earlier, there's something funny going on between the girlfriends. Something happened with the girlfriends, like Kelsey said in that booth thing with Ritter, that Kelsey had an argument or something with one of her girlfriends. So something happened in that circle of friends we just don't know about. And if it has anything to do with the Anthony Shots account, I believe this could have been staged to throw the police off.
Stephanie says, you guys have the best true crime discussions on all the YouTubers out there. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Stephanie.
Digital says, not positive, let's ask. So I don't know. Okay. Okay, that was the whole, okay, we figured that out.
This one right here, D, I know you're thinking of right here, and that's the wrong court, son. We know who you're talking about there.
So, Randy.
Yeah.
Or Frank, what about Doug Carter flying the helicopter over the Chrysler plant the day they searched the Wabash? Do we know for sure that happened?
He straight from the horse's mouth asked that question this morning. And I told him, said, well, that would be kind of odd. Why would he fly a helicopter over the Chrysler plant? That'd be kind of crazy.
Unless that was just the route that they had to go to land.
Probably.
Well,
because I do know there's certain routes that they do have to take.
The Chrysler plant would have a helicopter pad. A lot of them big plants, even in Indianapolis, they have them here. So yes, they would have a helicopter pad.
Okay, so the next question about TT is, and TT's mother is related to PB by marriage, correct? Question mark, question mark?
I honestly couldn't tell you that.
I don't know either.
I can't look. It's not very hard to find out. So
if he is, then he's.
I thought Pat Brown's wife was related to Becky.
Yeah, Pat Brown's wife is Becky's
look who's
sister.
in the chat.
Hey, Pig.
Hey,
much appreciated, man. Thank you. How you been, bro?
PB's wife is a sister of Becky Patty.
Okay.
So that would make if TT is related to that side, then it would be related to Libby.
Yeah, Becky's side, yeah. So I don't see that, honestly. I have not heard that. I have not seen that, so I'm not going to
Yeah.
elaborate much more on it.
Ah, the obituary of Jerry Klein is a good source for this.
See,
Right.
that's how I found out about the address on North Country Club Road, was by looking at his obituary and went through the names and did a search with the names, and I'll be damned if one name did pop up connected to that address on North Country Club Road, and it's the person that worked in the Miami County Court. And that's how we tied Tony Klein to them, because they're cousins.
Ah. Okay. So I want to share, we've gone through a lot of stuff tonight. We started off really heated. We've talked about a little bit about Tabitha's case. We've talked a lot about Delphi. We've talked about how, this yellow app really is. We gave you guys an education on it's a live streaming event. People can pay using Bitcoin to make suggestions, or I guess tell the creator what they want to see and pay for it. But on a funny note, I want to end tonight on a funny note. And so I'm going to share this with you. I posted this.
Oh God, here we go.
I posted this on our Facebook group today.
Oh no.
What?
And I said, here's your sign for today. So I was at the store and passed by the pineapples.
Yeah, here we go with the pineapples. Hey man, let's not shut down just a minute, man. Fig's in here and we ain't seen him in a while.
We'll go for a little bit, but I just wanted, everything's been so serious today, and if you saw our past live, you'll know why we laugh at pineapples.
Yeah.
If not, go back and watch the past couple, and you'll find out why. Oh, I made you big again, Frank.
Hold on. I mean, I want to answer this question so bad, but I can't.
Which one?
The one right below that.
Blow it up again, because I took over.
This one. But I can't. I can't say anything bad.
As far as we know, it's true. But then again, nobody is going to know exactly what isn't true until an arrest is made and the court case takes effect. Okay, hang on 1 minute.
I just can't. I mean, you know why I can't talk about it, right, Marv?
Yeah. No, this is my only account. It's Fig. Yep, Fig.
Yeah,
So he's always been that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Savannah's laughing. Oh my, here we go. Laughing out loud.
Hi,
Pineapple
Lisa. That's Lisa.
Yep. Oh yes, Jumpin' Jack. That's me with the birthday today, Marv. Yes. Happy birthday. Stephanie says, I've seen pineapples in Walmart the other day, and I thought of you guys.
Let's catch Fig up to speed real quick. Hey, Fig, we had basically a 3-hour pineapple party last live.
No, we did not have a pineapple party.
Not literally, but jokingly, a joke party about pineapple
Did
parties.
I miss this?
You fell asleep and went to bed.
Oh, okay.
It was
Just
that
got
night.
back.
No, it was
Oh
the
my
last live you got back from seeing your mom, and then you were tired and you were falling asleep at the realm there. So you
Yeah.
went ahead and got off there, and we had everybody rolling their asses off.
Oh my
So
gosh.
like 3 o'clock in the morning, we pulled a sleuth or a Sunny, and we're
Okay,
doing
so
it, and we're doing
Ozzy
it again
says,
tonight.
Ozzy says, I had no clue about pineapples when I bought one for kid to bring to school, and teacher told him to put it back in his backpack before he got in trouble. So just babe, look up what is a pineapple upside down, or what is a pineapple party?
Yeah, you have to look at the Urban Dictionary.
Oh
I
my
just
gosh.
have to say our pineapple party was hilarious. Yeah. I want to see the paperwork. Which paperwork?
What are you talking about, D? If you want to come on the panel, come on, real quick.
Thank you, Lorraine. We will.
There you are, D. Come on.
Are we to the FBI Frank's best ideas yet?
Oh God, here we go. Hey, I tell you what, it's been a good life tonight. I can tell you that. It's kept my mind focused, you know. And Scooby Doo had a lot to do with that.
Oh, so I have not seen the latest release.
No.
So I'm gonna have to look it up. But
Yeah, Fig, when you look it up under the Urban Dictionary. Pineapple Party. Look at Boss is saying, Insomnia Crew. Uh-oh, there's D. There she is. What is up, girl?
Here she is.
What's going on?
Frank,
No.
I'm very sorry for your loss.
Hey, it's all good, man. That's what happens in life. You're born to die. That's my motto.
Fair enough.
You know, I can't control his will and his path for people, so
Yep.
I know he's in a better place. It's all that matters.
Yep.
But all
So
is
what's on your
good.
mind, Dee?
Just everything. Like this weekend has been crazy with Julie and Kelly. And Murder Sheets was nuts before that. Like I don't know if it's getting me or getting to me or what, but I'm just everybody's going crazy.
The way I'm seeing this play out is that they're releasing transcripts, and we got actual people talking to us that interacted with Keegan. And we're doing it our own way, and they're doing it their own way on how they interacted with him. So it's almost like a competition type thing.
Oh, it shouldn't be a competition. Everybody should be working together.
Right.
You're right, but I mean, I can't really say much about Murder Sheet right now. That's as far as I can talk about it. Okay.
That's cool. Call me later.
There's reasons. There's reasons why I can't talk about it. So, straight from a horse's mouth, I'm lit to the ceiling and the bottom, to the floor, bro. That's why I'm so laid back and easy to talk when Scooby comes through the house. And And you
I've had a
guys
pipe load filled for at least an hour, and I'm just staring at it. I want to get high so bad, but I just
and a lot
my
of people
lungs
out
won't
there,
allow it. I don't think I'm scared to choke while coughing.
and a lot of people in the chat across the YouTube community, Facebook community, Facebook group community, have all reached out to me, and I really is grateful, and I really appreciate everybody's condolences. But God takes it from here. So
I agree with your comment 12 cut. Hater love the murder sheet. They have provided us with a lot of information.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, that's funny. At Stephanie, let's not get crazy. And that is because Stephanie said, we all need, okay, Stephanie didn't say this, but other people are like, you need pineapple merch.
no,
Should we do a pineapple with a circle around it with a slash?
and I do need to make that something real clear right now, because I know a lot of people still have this thought in their mind when it comes to Kelly Aaron. She was not sexting Keegan Klein. Let's make that very clear.
Yeah.
Oh man. And see, we've been behind the scenes talking to these individuals for a while. We ain't done nothing with anything. Then all of a sudden, all this stuff explodes, and we're like, well, we better do our thing now.
Yeah.
Big's a good person. Also, I just talked to him about less than a week ago by phone. So, anybody got anything else to do or say or what or why? Because what time is it?
We've been on for
10:41.
a while. Longer than usual.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking down there at the clock. I can't see shit.
Yeah, Frank's ready to crawl into bed. Actually, I'm sure Blade needs to go outside.
Yeah, he's over here pacing the floor.
Okay.
Hey, come on, Danny, get off the thing.
Yeah.
He keeps coming over and looking at me and shit like, all right, bro, come on.
You've been on a lot longer than
Yeah,
usual.
there he is right here. All right, man, give me a minute.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight.
Yeah, we had a little bit of
You're very
frustration
welcome.
release earlier, and thank God we did,
Yep.
because the childish nonsense we will not tolerate. We'll just handle it on the inside instead of out on the live here. So
Yes, Molly, Doggy's doing the pee walk.
yep, he sure is. Back and forth, back and forth. All right, guys, gotta go. Love each and every one of you. You know the motto. I'm peaced out.
What were you going to say, Randy?
Jumping Jack Flash asked me, it's on the 29th of October is the gathering at 12:30.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still going to try to attempt to make it up there. So one way or another, I'll try.
All right.
So
thank you all for subscribing and for watching us. We love you and we appreciate you. I think we've got a very great group of individuals that, talk to us through here, through Messenger, through email. And we just want you to know that we absolutely do appreciate you. So
yeah.
Thank you so much. And Dee, are you feeling better?
I'm exhausted all the time from coughing. I miss smoking.
Smoke some bud.
I can't. I'm too scared to.
Oh.
Food doesn't have any taste. I don't smell anything. It all sucks. But my mom's doing much better.
Yeah.
That's all that matters to me.
Well, that's good. I'm praying that you get better too.
Thanks, Marv. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same to you, girl.
Randy,
guys.
Love you too. Randy, you have a good night. Thank you so much for joining us.
No problem. Thank you for letting me on.
You're welcome. All right, everybody.
Night. Have a good night, guys.
Peace out.
One
Love,
love.
love. Good night.
Bye.
Good night.